The wind howls like an invisible beast. Night falls over the north, and the cold shows no mercy. At more than 30 degrees below zero, conditions under which the modern world would collapse within hours, an ancient people lie down, close their eyes, and survive. It's not a myth, it's history. For centuries, the Vikings lived, traveled, and slept in some of the harshest climates on Earth. No heating, no electricity, no synthetic materials. How did they do it? The answer isn't a single secret, but a precise combination of ancestral knowledge, extreme adaptation, and a deep understanding of nature. Before we enter this world of ice, smoke, and timber, here is the map of what you're about to discover. From the real climate of Scandinavia during the Viking Age, to daily life, to how they slept without freezing to death. But before we begin, I'd like to ask you to leave a like and subscribe so this family can keep growing. Hello, curious minds. Get ready. This is going to change the way you see the past. Welcome to Discovered History. Between the years 793 and 1066 CE, the period known as the Viking Age, Scandinavia was nothing like the romantic landscape we imagine today. Norway, Sweden, Denmark, and Iceland endured long, dark, brutally cold winters. During the early phase of the Little Ice Age, winter temperatures could drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius, especially inland and on clear nights. Sleeping in those conditions wasn't a luxury. It was a matter of life and death. The Vikings didn't fight the cold, they accepted it, and by doing so, they mastered it. At the center of their survival stood the longhouse. These structures, archaeologically documented since the 8th century, were built from wood, turf, stone, and earth. They weren't simple shelters. They were thermal machines. Their thick, dense walls blocked the polar wind. Their turf-covered roofs trapped heat like a living skin. Inside, there were no separate rooms. People and animals shared the same space. Cows, sheep, and goats slept under the same roof as humans, not by accident, but by design. The animals' body heat raised the indoor temperature. It was biological heating. At the center of the longhouse burned the fire. Not a modern chimney, but an open hearth. The smoke didn't escape through a flue, it filtered slowly through the roof. This smoke served a dual purpose, preserving the wood, repelling insects, and creating an additional layer of thermal insulation. Blackened walls weren't a sign of poverty, but of adaptation. Sleeping near the fire was vital, but not everyone could do it. Elders and children took the warmest spots. The community decided who had priority. Winter reinforced hierarchy and cooperation. Clothing was another essential key. The Vikings mastered wool, a material that retains heat even when wet. They layered tunics, cloaks, and fitted inner garments. Over the wool, they wore reindeer, bear, or seal skins. This wasn't just warmth, it was thermal management. Each layer trapped air, creating a barrier against the cold. They slept dressed. They slept covered. They slept together. Sharing body heat wasn't a social custom, it was a survival strategy. On extreme nights, several people lay side by side, wrapped in furs. The human body, constantly producing heat, became a collective thermal source. Diet completed the survival system. During winter, Vikings consumed extremely high-calorie foods: dried meat, smoked fish, animal fat, butter, fermented grains. Every meal was designed to sustain metabolism. In Arctic climates, the body needs fuel, and the Vikings knew it. There were no light dinners in winter. Alcohol also played a role. Mead and beer didn't warm the body as commonly believed, but they helped circulation and provided psychological comfort during long, sunless nights. Archaeological evidence supports these practices. Excavations in places like Borg, Lofoten, and Jorvik, modern York, reveal longhouse remains, advanced wool textiles, and winter tools. Icelandic sagas, written centuries later but rooted in oral tradition, describe winters where the cold killed the unprepared, but not the prepared. For the Vikings, winter wasn't just a threat, it was an advantage. Frozen seas protected their settlements. Enemies didn't attack in winter. The paths were known only to those born there. The cold was a silent ally. While other peoples retreated, the Vikings endured. And they slept. They slept while the storm roared outside. They slept without modern technology, without thermostats, without electric blankets. They slept because they understood something the modern world has forgotten. Survival doesn't always depend on dominating nature, but on learning to live within it. Today, in a hyper-connected world, few could survive a night at -30 degrees Celsius. But 1,000 years ago, in the northern darkness, men, women, and children closed their eyes and woke up the next morning. Not by miracle, by knowledge, by community, by adaptation. That was the true strength of the Vikings. Remember to subscribe to the channel, leave us a like, and share the video with other history fans. You can activate the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos we'll be releasing about surprising events or ancient civilizations that shaped the world we live in today. Thank you for staying until the end. And remember, here, we don't just tell history, we relive it together.